It starts with a footprint. A chicken steps across dry, cracked earth. 3 toes press into the dust. Scales grip the ground. The movement is small, ordinary, almost forgettable. But look closer. That foot is not just the foot of a farm animal. It is an echo, a remnant, a living clue left behind by a world we thought was gone. Now imagine that same foot growing larger. The toes stretch. The claws sharpen. The ground begins to shake. In one smooth transformation, the chicken's foot becomes the claw of a Tyrannosaurus rex. We were taught that the dinosaurs vanished 66 million years ago. That the reign of the terrible lizards ended in fire, ash, and darkness when an asteroid struck the Earth. But extinction is rarely a clean break. Sometimes, extinction is transformation. Dinosaurs never truly disappeared. They changed their strategy. They became smaller, lighter, faster, more adaptable. They grew wings. And today, they are hiding in your backyard, waiting for breadcrumbs. This is not just a poetic idea. It is one of the greatest scientific revelations in natural history. Birds are not simply related to dinosaurs. Birds are living dinosaurs, the surviving branch of a vast evolutionary tree that once held giants. To find the connection, we have to go back to stone. In 1861, in the Schornhofen limestone of Germany, scientists found one of the most important fossils ever discovered, Archaeopteryx. It looked like a creature caught between worlds. It had feathers and wings like a bird, but it also had teeth, claws, and a long bony tail like a reptile. It was not fully bird. It was not fully what people imagined as dinosaur. It was the missing link made visible. A reptile with the wings of an angel and the teeth of a demon. For decades, Archaeopteryx stood as the great bridge between the ancient ground and the modern sky. But later, fossil discoveries from places like Liaoning, China, changed the picture even more dramatically. Feathered dinosaurs appeared in the rock record again and again. Some were small. Some were fast. Some were strange. Some, like Utaranus, were large predators covered in primitive feathers. That changed everything. We used to think feathers evolved for flight. We were wrong. Long before the first bird mastered the sky, feathers already existed. They may have started as insulation, helping small dinosaurs regulate body temperature. A feathered body could hold warmth in cold climates, the way a down jacket protects a human from winter. But feathers were not only practical. They became visual signals. Color, display, identity, attraction. The peacock effect began long before peacocks existed. A male dinosaur with brighter feathers may have looked stronger, healthier, or more impressive to a mate. Evolution did not build flight first. It built warmth and beauty, Flight came later. In a strange way, the sky may have been an accident of staying warm and looking good. But the evidence goes deeper than feathers. Look at the skeleton. Inside the chest of many birds is a bone we know as the wishbone, or furcula. Most people think of it as a bird trait, something associated with chickens and Thanksgiving dinners. But the furcula appears in theropod dinosaurs too. The wishbone was forged in the chests of predators. Then look at the bones themselves. Many dinosaurs had hollow, air-filled bones, supported by internal struts. They were not simply heavy, slow, lumbering monsters. Their skeletons could be massive and efficient at the same time. A Tyrannosaurus rex was not a lazy tank dragging itself through the jungle. It was a high-performance predator, built with surprising biological engineering. Birds inherited that engineering. Hollow bones, air sacs, efficient breathing, lightweight structure. The dinosaurs were pre-adapted for a sky they had not yet conquered. Their lungs may have been another secret weapon. Modern birds have one of the most efficient respiratory systems on Earth. Air moves in one direction through the lungs, giving them a constant supply of oxygen, even while exhaling. This is why geese can fly over the Himalayas, where the air is so thin that a human would struggle to stay conscious. Evidence suggests that many theropod dinosaurs had similar air sac systems extending into their bones. This dino lung was not designed for flight at first. It was designed for power, stamina, and heat management. The bird's ability to own the sky began as the dinosaur's ability to dominate the land. Then came the beak. Flight is expensive. Every gram matters. Teeth are heavy. Heavy jaws are expensive. If you want to rise into the air, you need to shed weight. Over time, birds traded teeth for beaks. This was not a loss. It was optimization. The beak became a lightweight tool that could crack seeds, catch insects, tear flesh, sip nectar, filter water, or carve wood. Meanwhile, many birds moved the grinding function into the stomach, using a muscular gizzard and swallowed stones to break down food. Chickens still swallow small stones today. That habit is ancient, a living behavior with roots deep in the Mesozoic. The beak became a Swiss Army knife. A specialized dinosaur tooth was a dagger. Powerful, but limited. When the world changed, versatility mattered more than brute force. And the world changed violently. 66 million years ago, the Chicxulub asteroid slammed into Earth. The impact released unimaginable energy. Firestorms spread. Dust and debris filled the atmosphere. Sunlight faded. Plants died. Food chains collapsed. For the giants, size became a death sentence. A huge body needs huge amounts of food. When ecosystems failed, the titans could not wait it out. The world no longer had room for them. But small avian dinosaurs had options. They could hide. They could scavenge. They could eat seeds. Tiny packets of energy that could survive in a devastated landscape. They could wait. The asteroid did not end the age of dinosaurs. It filtered them. The most efficient designs passed through the fire. The giants fell. The small survivors carried the bloodline forward. Today, there are more than 10,000 species of living dinosaurs. We call them birds, but that is a label of convenience. Eagles, pigeons, ostriches, hummingbirds, penguins, owls, chickens, and sparrows are all part of the surviving dinosaur lineage. The roar of the T-Rex has not vanished. It has changed pitch. Listen to a hawk scream over a field. Watch a heron freeze before striking a fish. Look at a chicken scratching the ground with three-toed feet. Look at an eagle's talons closing around prey. The ghost of the theropod is still there. Stillness. Calculation. Strike. The predatory mind did not disappear. It was inherited, modified, miniaturized, and refined. Birds did not only inherit dinosaur bones, they inherited dinosaur systems. Nesting is one example. Fossils show dinosaurs brooding over eggs, protecting their nests in positions that look remarkably bird-like. The idea of a mother bird warming eggs did not begin yesterday. It reaches back into the Jurassic and Cretaceous worlds. Soft hearts existed inside hard scales. The egg itself is part of that legacy. A hard-shelled egg is a portable life support system. It allowed dinosaurs and birds to reproduce on land, away from water. Every bird egg is a small armored chamber, carrying the future inside a fragile shell. Even the mother's body participates in sacrifice. In birds, calcium can be drawn from special bone reserves to build eggshells. The future is literally built from the body of the parent. That is not just reproduction. That is legacy made physical. Then there is the wing. A bird's wing is not some magical new structure. It is a dinosaur hand, transformed. The semi-lunate carpal, a specialized wrist bone found in theropods, allowed the hand to fold in ways that later became essential for wing movement. The hardware was already there. A dinosaur's arm was a bird's wing waiting for the right evolutionary moment. Some scientists think early wing movements may have helped small feathered dinosaurs climb slopes, balance while running, leap, glide, or display. Escape may have been the mother of invention. Running led to flapping. Flapping led to gliding. Gliding led to flight. The sky was not conquered in one leap. It was negotiated, feather by feather. Even the tail changed. Long bony dinosaur tails shrank over time. In birds, the tail became shorter and lighter, ending in structures that support tail feathers. The heavy counterbalance of the ground runner became a control surface for flight. Stability was traded for maneuverability. Weight was traded for control. The body became an aircraft. But evolution did not erase every clue. Some young hoatzin birds still hatch with tiny claws on their wings, using them to climb through branches before they can fly well. It looks bizarre because it is a living throwback. A glimpse of dinosaur hands still hiding inside the bird body plan. Evolution sometimes leaves breadcrumbs. And sometimes, it leaves them in the backyard. The molecular evidence is just as powerful. In 2007, scientists reported protein sequences from preserved Tyrannosaurus rex collagen. The results shocked many people because the protein similarities pointed not toward crocodiles or lizards, but toward birds, especially chickens and ostriches. The museum became a laboratory. The fossil became a family test. And the answer was clear: the king of dinosaurs was closer to a chicken than to an alligator. That fact sounds absurd only because our imagination is outdated. We still picture dinosaurs as giant scaly monsters, separate from the life around us. But modern science has changed the image. Many dinosaurs had feathers. Many were warm-blooded. Many were active, social, colorful, and fast-growing. The Jurassic and Cretaceous were not worlds of gray lizards. They were worlds of color, movement, heat, sound, and display. Some dinosaurs may have chirped, boomed, hissed, or produced complex calls. We may never know exactly what they sounded like. But the first birdsong was likely born from dinosaur communication: warning cries, mating calls, territorial signals, and social contact. A sparrow's song may carry an ancient echo. The forest of the Cretaceous was probably not silent. It may have been a symphony of predators. There is even research into activating dormant ancestral traits in modern birds. Scientists have explored developmental pathways that can produce tooth-like structures, longer tails, or more dinosaur-like features in bird embryos. The idea is sometimes called the chickenosaurus. We do not need a mosquito in amber to glimpse the past. Some of the past is still encoded in the chicken. The dinosaur is not gone. It is sleeping inside the modern cell. This does not mean we are surrounded by tiny T-Rexes in a cartoonish way. Evolution is not a straight line from monster to chicken. It is a branching tree. Most branches died. One branch survived and diversified beyond imagination. That branch became the birds. Penguins took dinosaur ancestry into the ocean. Ostriches kept the power of running. Eagles carried the predatory gaze into the sky. Hummingbirds turned high metabolism into hovering jewels. Crows turned dinosaur intelligence into problem-solving genius. Chickens carried the farmyard version of a lineage that once shook the earth. They did not just survive. They conquered every corner of the planet. City, forest, ocean, desert, mountain, backyard. Everywhere there are birds. There are dinosaurs. But this survival story is not only about the past. It is also a warning for the future. The descendants of the asteroid survivors are now facing a new crisis: habitat loss, pollution, climate change, glass collisions, invasive species, and human expansion. The last dinosaurs survived a cosmic impact. But can they survive us? To protect birds is not only to protect beautiful animals. It is to protect a living evolutionary library. Every feather, bone, back, lung, and egg carries information from deep time. Every bird is a current event in a story that began hundreds of millions of years ago. The past is not dead. It is perched on a fence. It is walking across a sidewalk. It is circling above a highway. It is pecking at crumbs in a city park. Next time you see a pigeon, stop for a moment. Look at its feet. Look at the 3 toes gripping the ground. Look at the head bob. Look at the eye. Alert and ancien. You are not looking at something ordinary. You are looking at a survivor of the Mesozoic era. A living dinosaur. Small, adapted, underestimated, and still here. The giants are gone, but the lineage remains. The body changed. The strategy changed. The roar became a call. The claw became a foot. The arm became a wing. The monster became a sparrow. But the story never ended. Look up. The dinosaurs are flying.